Well, hello, sweet friend. We meet again here at my channel. If you are new around here, my name is Heather Sweetman, and I am a mama of four, youngest with quadriplegic spastic cerebral palsy, and I am here on YouTube to make unedited YouTube videos about being a special needs parent and making videos that I wish I had had when I started my journey 10 years ago. So today I want to talk about 5 things not to say to a special needs parent. And maybe just to parents in general. I think that as I was thinking about these things and my own experiences over the years, I was like, some of these you wouldn't say to a person with a regular child. I say regular because all children are special and unique, and there's just not a good word for that. A person without special needs. So anyway, but you have to stick around for the end of the video when I give you my most, please don't ever say this to a special needs parent. So stick around to the end to find out what that was. All of these are inspired by my own experience. So maybe if you have had a similar experience, throw your comment, what you would recommend people not saying, down in the comments below. I just want to take a second to just talk about my channel very briefly. I am trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of October. It is a very lofty goal because I think I'm at 65, which I'm so grateful for everyone who is subscribed. Thank you. If you are not subscribed and you think that you would find this content helpful, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, hit the like button, throw it in a comment, even if it's just a heart or a thumbs up. Or tell me about if you are a special needs parent. Tell me about your kiddo. I would love to hear about your child. But all of that really tells the YouTube algorithm, that is a hard word for me to say, to promote these videos, that these videos are helpful and encouraging, and other people would find them helpful too. So your participation counts on YouTube. So back to the 5 things that you should never say to a special needs parent. Very simply, can I just preface this with, and all of us can do this, I call this the unhelpful helpers, right? So all of us say things that we're intending to be encouraging, but it's not. It's painful or isolating, or causes the person to see, you have no idea what I'm even going through. So we've all done it, we're all guilty, and we've all had it done to us. So maybe this video will help us all be a little bit kinder and a little bit more aware. So the first thing is simply, you have your hands full. Totally, seemingly innocent statement, right? For me, I had this since the time I had 2 kids, because my boys they're 13 and a half months apart. We call that accidentally on purpose. I had a miscarriage my very first pregnancy around 14 weeks. It was very sad. I do not wish that on anyone. We then had a longer time getting pregnant with our firstborn, Jones. And so after we had Jones, we just thought, well, we want our kids like 2-ish years apart, so why don't we just start trying for the second? And lo and behold, we got pregnant straight away. So, I basically had 2 babies. Jones was 13 and a half months old when McCrae was born, and now looking back at photos, you just don't realize, I'm like, I had 2 babies, and it was a wild time. But I love it, and I wouldn't ever go back. But from then was when I started getting comments, you sure have your hands full. And I think, people are just stating the obvious, yes. And my response was always full of love. Because one, it can come across like, one, you're saying you're crazy, or two, like, poor you with your 2 kids, like, kind of insulting the kids. And I don't know, I love my children, and I'm sure you love your children too. And so I feel like that, and maybe it's because I've heard that so much over the years, you sure have your hands full. I'm just like, you know what? We could do without that statement in the world. Instead, you could just make a nice comment like, oh, you're doing a great job, or man, I know this is hard, but you're doing awesome, or your kids are so cute, or whatever. And I generally get that from people who don't know me, people in the grocery store, cashiers, all of that. Ooh, sorry, a little construction. And it's not a big deal. It's not like I come away like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they said that. But it's just one of those things that just makes you feel a little unseen. Like, no, I love these children, and they're some of my favorite people in the whole wide world. And yes, maybe I'm a little crazier than the next person for having 4 kids, 6 years in between all of them. And then my youngest is a child with special needs. But I love my life, and doesn't mean it's easy or, struggle-free, but I love it. So that's that. Secondly, I wrote this down. These are not necessarily in order, but I would say I think my girlfriends who maybe struggle with infertility can also relate to this one. But it's things like, have you tried essential oils? And that is coming from a person. I believe in the power of essential oils. I believe in, physical therapy, chiropractic, essential oils, grounding, nutrition, all of those things. I'm a huge advocate for that. But I think especially coming from a person who does not have a child with special needs, to assume that essential oils could help them. Maybe it could, but it just feels like all your problems will go away if you just use essential oils. So again, I love essential oils. I'm currently wearing them right now, but I would say if you are a parent with a special needs child, you most likely are researching everything you can possibly research, and you probably have good therapists and doctors. Not that doctors know a whole lot about food that can help or essential oils that can help, but you probably have access to good information. So that's one that I received quite a bit. I was like, yes, I have done that. This one. Okay, I hope you haven't said this, or I hope this hasn't been said to you, but one of the most unhelpful things that was said to me, this was within the first 6 months of getting diagnosis and in the throes of just really struggling, and it was, at least your child didn't die. I was like, yeah, at least my child didn't die. Like, what? I think that, and I'm laughing about this because I know everything that has been said to me, no one is saying it out of ill intention or an evil will or whatever. People mean so well. So I have to laugh it off. Actually, the whole unhelpful helpers phrase was something that really, really helped both my husband and myself. We were with a counselor, and we were just sharing with them various stories. Like, the stuff that I'm drawing from is just a drop in the bucket to the things that have been said to us. So she was really helpful, and she just said, all of those feel really hard, and I want to give you a phrase for those people, because it can be very easy to build up bitterness and resentment towards people who just don't get it. And she said, we call them the unhelpful helpers, because their intention is really wonderful and beautiful and comes from a good place, but the execution is poor. And so we have really applied that phrase to so many areas in our life. And yeah, so you can adopt that if you would like. So yeah, at least your child didn't die. I think if someone is grieving over their expectations of what their child's life would look like or should look like had they been born normal. Again, I don't like that phrase. If anyone has a better phrase, can you please throw it down below? Because I have yet to find one. We say these things to try to comfort people, but if you're ever comparing somebody's situation to a worse situation, it really just takes away validation from the pain that that person is experiencing. Of course, there's always a worse, someone who has it worse, someone who's had it more extreme, someone who's walking through something you can't ever imagine. But that doesn't diminish the fact that that special needs parent is grieving, especially in the early days. I'm 10 years out. I don't feel like I am dealing with that loss of expectation of, oh, this is what her life could have looked like. She loves to go and play and do, and she is so limited, and my heart just breaks for her sometimes. So guys, I actually have to go pick her up. So I am going to stop this, and I will pop back in here in just a second. All right, I am back, and in that time I picked up Finley from therapy and dropped her off at school, and I'm about to head home. So my fifth and final saying to not say to a special needs parent is, or I guess I'm saying mom, but special needs mom, it could be a special needs parent as well, a special needs dad, is you must be a super mom. Okay, now listen, I know that sounds like such a sweet compliment, but I cannot tell you, one, how many times that has been said to me, and two, how isolated and unseen that makes me feel. Because now this is not how I respond, but on the inside, all I'm feeling is, you have no idea. You have no idea. And just this, I think there's a longing in all of us for our pain to be recognized. Now, that isn't necessarily a reasonable desire because, well, it reminds me of the saying, be kind, because everyone is fighting a battle that you cannot see. And I love that. And I feel like the statement, you are such a super mom, that statement diminishes what I'm actually walking through and what I face on a day-to-day basis, what a special needs parent faces on a day-to-day basis. And so and I know that comes from a place of someone wanting to encourage, someone wanting to just say, wow, like, your situation seems challenging and you are facing it well. So I think that would be a great alternative to say something like, I can't imagine being in your shoes, and I'm sure it's far from easy, but you seem to be doing a really good job. Something like that. I know for me, I have said to people, I appreciate that, but I'm doing probably the same exact thing that you would be doing if you were in my shoes, because you love your child, and if you had a child, or you love your children, whatever the situation is, and if you had a child in Finley's situation, you would be doing the exact same thing as I am. We all have a different hard thing in our life, or multiple hard things in our lives, and most people are going to do the best they know how with what they've been given. There's a book, I can't remember the name of it right now, but the authors are Catherine and Jay Wolf, and if you don't know them, look them up. They're on Instagram, they're on YouTube. They have a podcast. I'm going to be talking about them actually in another video. I'm going to do a video on the 5 most helpful books for special needs parents, and they are so encouraging. So Catherine had a major stroke that should have taken her life when she was in her early 20s. And it's just their story is just so powerful and so relatable. And one of the things that they say that I love is all of us are disabled. Some of us just have invisible wheelchairs. And I love that because we do. We're all broken. We're all human. We all have challenges and struggles that not everyone is going to see or know, or even if they do know, they might not know what to say or how to be a friend to you, well in that area. And so I hear the heart behind the statement, you must be a super mom, or you are a super mom, or you are a super dad. But I would, if you want to say that to someone, I would just encourage you to pause and to remember that none of us are superhuman. We all have legitimate needs, cares, desires, wants, and we all need deep compassion. So I hope that's helpful. I hope if you are a special needs parent, I hope that is validating in some way. You are not crazy. Sometimes I'm like, am I just crazy? You are not crazy. These things that are, the ones even closest to us and dearest to us can say, and sometimes you don't even realize it. You're like, why is this rubbing me the wrong way? Pay attention to that, especially if it's like a dear friend or a spouse or someone you would feel safe with to share. Like, hey, I just want you to know this is unhelpful. I know you're not, I know you're trying to be encouraging, but maybe try this. So as special needs parents, I feel like even though we don't need another thing to do, it is our job to help educate those closest to us on how to encourage us well. Otherwise, people just will, those people closest to you will just keep saying things that they mean for good, right? They mean them for good. So anyway, if you have found this encouraging at all today, would you throw a comment in the again, all the things to help me boost this channel and get to my 100 subscribers. My measly 100 subscribers. No, 100 is amazing. So thank you for being here. I know you could be doing a million other things right now, so thank you for your time, and I will see you next time. Bye.